We freed 5 Islamist terrorists to bring him home. Now Bowe Bergdahl, disgraced Bowe Bergdahl, is asking for one more favor, a presidential pardon. Facing life in prison for deserting his post in Afghanistan, the Army sergeant requested a full pardon as part of a letter thanking President Obama for rescuing him in that Taliban prisoner swamp back in 2014. Here with his reaction, retired Lieutenant Colonel Michael Walls. He commanded the Army Special Forces Group in Afghanistan the day Bergdahl disappeared, so he actually did go searching for Bowe Bergdahl. He's also the author of a book called Warrior Diplomat, a Green Berets battles from Washington to Afghanistan. Good morning, Lieutenant Colonel. Thank you very much for joining us. First of all, tell us, what was it like at that moment? Bowe Bergdahl walks off his post. What are you and other men in that theater doing?
Well, Pete, I could tell you, I took command the day he walked off his post in eastern Afghanistan. We had a campaign plan in place set to target the Taliban and the Haqqani network months before the Afghan national elections, and everything was thrown up in the air. We were told to stop what you're doing, shift and search for Bergdahl, and that was everyone in theater. Assets like close air support, drones, medevac helicopters, reinforcements were all shifted to search for him. He disrupted the entire campaign across Afghanistan.
For one deserter, the mission completely changes. So here he is now going through the Army's court-martial process, yet his attorney's trying to get him a sweetheart deal. This is what Bowe Bergdahl's attorney said. He said, "I have grave concerns as to whether Sergeant Bergdahl can receive a fair trial given the beating he has taken over many, many months from Mr. Trump, who will be the commander-in-chief." They're claiming he can't get a fair hearing through the Army system. Do you think he can, and will he?
I think he absolutely will. Look, General Flynn, who's the pick for National Security Advisor, President-elect Trump's pick, was actually the intelligence officer on the ground in Afghanistan over all theater assets. He knows what happened, and he knows the disruption that this one soldier, this one deserter caused. However, he also is a veteran of 30 years in the Army. He understands the military judicial system, as do General Mattis, as does General Petraeus if he's picked. He's going to let the Army play this out.
Colonel, I mean, but he's hoping that Obama will pardon him. What do you think the chances are that he would do that kind of thing?
Well, I hope nil. I think this
how would it strike you?
Well, I would be incensed, as would a whole army, literally, of soldiers and veterans behind me. Look, there's two pieces here that we need to make a distinction. There's the actual prosecution, and if he's prosecuted, he'll be reduced in rank, likely to private. He will not get any veterans benefits. He will not be afforded the honor of being called a POW, and importantly, he will not receive any back pay, which is currently accruing since he deserted. So all of those, and he'll get a dishonorable discharge. I want to see all of those things happen. Now, there's this notion of, well, did he kind of have time served? Look, if the judge and the jury says, you suffered enough, that's fine, but that's a separate issue than all of those honors that he should have pulled from him.
I know you and I and many others feel like a lot more than a dishonorable discharge is deserved for what that man did to other men and to that mission. Lieutenant Colonel Walls, thank you very much for joining us. The book is called Warrior Diplomat. Thank you.
Hey, thanks so much, Pete.
You got it.